Have you ever felt truly alone in a crowd, surrounded by hundreds of people, yet feeling as isolated as if you were on a deserted island? In our hyper-connected age, this feeling can be particularly acute, or even more jarring. Today, we're going to explore how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can become your most powerful ally in navigating this profound sense of isolation. And we'll reveal that the key to overcoming it isn't found in the external world, but deep within yourself. To begin, let's quickly clarify who the Stoics actually were. Forget the common stereotypes of gloomy statues and dry academic texts. Instead, picture Emperor Marcus Aurelius penning his private meditations during a military campaign, or Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in ancient Rome. These were individuals who lived in a world rife with chaos, yet they forged not just a philosophy, but a powerful operating system for the human mind. Their ultimate goal was simple: to live a good life, no matter what external circumstances threw their way. So, let's delve deeper. Where does this oppressive feeling of loneliness even begin? Usually, it all starts with a sense of emptiness, the thought that you're missing something or someone to be truly happy. And this is precisely where the Stoics step in with their ultimate insight. They propose that instead of rushing to fill that void, we should first understand it. They suggest categorizing the entire world into two very simple groups. The first group comprises things you have complete control over: your thoughts, your values, your reactions to events, and your own actions. The second group covers everything else, absolutely everything beyond your control. The weather outside, your boss's opinion, and yes, whether or not someone texts you today. This principle is known as the dichotomy of control, and it is, without exaggeration, the very bedrock of Stoicism. So, how does this help with loneliness? It's quite simple. You cannot force others to give you their attention. That's a fact. These events fall squarely into the second group. Trying to forcefully control them is like trying to stop the rain by shouting at it. It's pointless and utterly exhausting. The Stoics say, stop wasting energy on things beyond your control. Instead, focus on what is within your power. And what's in your power? Your reaction, your attitude towards an evening spent in quiet solitude, your thoughts about yourself. And this is where the real work begins, on yourself, not on others. And that's when this focus on your inner world truly begins to build something. This leads us directly to one of Stoicism's most beautiful and powerful concepts, the inner citadel. Imagine an impregnable fortress, one with thick, towering walls and gates that cannot be breached. The Stoics believed that each of us can, and should, construct such a fortress within our own mind. This is your personal sanctuary, a place where external indifference, hurtful words, or even the gnawing feeling of abandonment simply cannot penetrate. The building materials for this fortress are your conscious thoughts, your unwavering principles, and your disciplined self-mastery. Every time you choose a calm, measured response instead of succumbing to panic, you lay another crucial stone in the wall of this citadel. Once you possess such a fortress, the external world can rage and roar all it wants. You might be physically alone, but you will never truly be lonely, because you will always have yourself. Your tranquility will no longer hinge on the presence of others or the ringing of your phone. And that ultimately is true freedom. Before we proceed, it's vital to grasp a crucial distinction. The words loneliness and solitude are often used interchangeably, but the Stoics recognized a profound difference, a chasm even, between them. Loneliness is that aching, painful feeling of missing someone, or indeed the absence of connection. It's a sense of lack, an emptiness, a deficit within. It's a passive form of suffering. Solitude, on the other hand, is a conscious, deliberate choice. It's a positive state where you intentionally choose to be alone with yourself and find contentment in that. It's a gift of time you give to yourself. It's not a bug, it's a feature. The Stoics invite us to perform a kind of mental alchemy, to learn how to transform the lead of painful loneliness into the gold of productive solitude. Consider this. When you find yourself alone, it's not a punishment. It's an opportunity. an opportunity to finally read that book in peace and quiet, to reflect on your goals without the distracting noise of others, to process your thoughts on the day's events, simply to be with yourself without trying to escape your own mind. When you shift your perspective from, "Oh no, I'm alone," to, "Excellent, I have this time to myself," everything transforms. Your loneliness stops being your enemy and instead becomes your ally. Now let's talk about the most crucial thing, your thoughts, because they are the true source of suffering. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said something simple yet profound. It's not events themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about these events. Let's break this down with a simple example. The mere fact that you're spending an evening alone is in itself neutral. It's just a fact, like the rain falling outside your window. But this is where your mind steps in. It starts to tell a story. One story might go something like this. All my friends are out having fun somewhere, while I'm stuck here alone. I must be boring and unwanted. The result? Loneliness, resentment, a feeling of inadequacy. Now another story, based on the very same fact. Great! I have a free evening. I can finally catch up on that series, read a book, or just relax in peace and quiet. This is a perfect opportunity to recharge. Do you feel the difference? The situation is identical, but the outcome is completely different. It all comes down to your judgment. Your solitude isn't simply something that is happening to you. It's the story you tell yourself about it. Okay, you might ask, but how do you learn to tell yourself different stories? How do you actually reprogram your brain? The Stoics had a remarkably practical and powerful tool for this, and it's nothing complicated, a simple journal. But they didn't use it just to jot down what they had for breakfast. Keeping a Stoic journal is essentially a daily conversation with yourself. In the evening, you open your journal and ask yourself a few simple questions. What went wrong today? What thought or judgment contributed to a negative emotion? How could I have responded differently, in line with my values? And what good things happened that I can be grateful for? It's like a therapy session with the most important person, yourself. When you transfer your troubling thoughts from your mind onto paper, they lose their grip. You look at them objectively and see how irrational they can be. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote his famous journal, Meditations, precisely under such conditions, during military campaigns, far from home. He wasn't complaining. He was training his mind, and you can do the same. Now let's try another powerful mental exercise that the Stoics absolutely loved. It's often called the view from above, or the cosmic perspective. It's like switching to satellite mode for your own life. Get comfortable and just imagine. Imagine yourself rising above your body, above your room. You see your house, your street. Keep rising. Now you see your city like a map beneath you. Even higher, and you see your entire country, then a whole continent. And now, go even higher. You see our entire planet, a small, fragile blue and white sphere, drifting alone in the silent darkness of space. Now, from this incredible vantage point, try to spot yourself and your problem, your current feeling of loneliness. How large does it appear on the scale of this planet? And on the scale of the solar system? Or the entire galaxy? The aim of this exercise isn't to suggest your feelings don't matter. Not at all. The point is to truly grasp their scale. When you view your anxiety from this bird's eye perspective, it stops being an all-consuming monster. It becomes merely a speck on the vast map of your existence. This helps to dial down the emotional intensity and regain a sense of calm and clear thinking. All right, we've spent a good deal of time discussing the inner world. But what about our relationships with others? Does Stoicism advocate for becoming a hermit? Absolutely not. In fact, the Stoics embraced one of the most humanistic and unifying concepts, cosmopolitanism. They were among the first to declare, "I am a citizen of the world." What does this truly mean? It means you're not merely a resident of your city or your nation. You are a member of an enormous, interconnected human community. Every person on this planet is, in a profound sense, your fellow citizen. We are all parts of one vast, living organism. This simple yet profound idea radically shifts our perspective. When you find yourself feeling lonely, remember this. You are not a detached, isolated island. You are a vital part of humanity. At this very second, millions of people across the globe are experiencing feelings identical to your own. They rejoice, grieve, love, and fear, just as you do. Embracing this fundamental connection to all of humanity helps us feel a part of something truly immense. Even when there's nobody physically beside you, you are still not alone. You are on humanity's team. Now let's clear up a popular misconception. Many people believe that Stoics were cold, unemotional, and indifferent to friendship and love. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, Stoics held friendship in extremely high regard. Seneca, for instance, dedicated entire letters to the topic of friendship. However, their approach to relationships was unique. They didn't seek friendship to fill a void within themselves, nor to be entertained or rescued from boredom. For a Stoic, friendship was the union of two self-sufficient individuals, two complete people, uniting to help each other improve and to practice virtue together. From a Stoic perspective, a true friend isn't someone who indulges your weaknesses or pities you. Instead, it's someone who honestly points out your flaws, someone who, by their own example, inspires you to be more courageous, wiser, and more just. So, if you're feeling lonely, a Stoic wouldn't advise you to seek someone to save you. Instead, they would suggest working on yourself, becoming the kind of person a truly worthy individual would want to befriend. But what if we looked at loneliness from a completely unexpected angle? What if your loneliness isn't a problem, but a workout? The Stoics were masters of mental conditioning. One of their most famous practices was called premeditation of evils, or premeditatio malorum. While it sounds grim, its purpose was incredibly practical. They deliberately imagined worst-case scenarios. What if I lost all my money? What if I were exiled? What if I became gravely ill? They didn't do this to wallow in despair, but rather to mentally steel themselves for any of life's blows. It was to realise that even in the direst circumstances, they would always retain what truly mattered, their reason and their virtue. We can apply this same approach to loneliness. Instead of fearing it, try to embrace it as a workout, an opportunity to strengthen your spirit, like a sparring partner that makes you tougher. Every time you spend time alone with yourself and don't succumb to despair, you're actively building your skill of self-reliance. You become less dependent on external circumstances. You grow stronger. This brings us to the very apex of Stoic wisdom, an idea that might sound challenging at first, but offers profound liberation. This concept is known as amor fati, a Latin phrase meaning love of one's fate. It's more than just simple acceptance. It's something far more profound. Amor fati is the active, even joyful embrace of everything that happens in your life, seeing it as not just necessary, but inherently good. The Stoics believed in a rational universe, where everything unfolds for a reason, as part of a larger intelligent design. Your role, then, isn't to resist this current, but to learn to wholeheartedly embrace it. Applying this principle to loneliness is where true mastery lies. It means transforming how you view your solitude, no longer seeing it as a curse or a personal failing. It means looking at it squarely and declaring, yes, this is my reality right now, and I accept it fully. More than that, I love it, because it's an integral part of my unique journey. This specific experience is precisely what I need in this moment to grow, to learn, and to evolve into the person I am meant to become. When you achieve this level of profound acceptance, anxiety simply vanishes. You stop fighting against reality and instead begin to truly collaborate with it. It's crucial to remember that everything we discuss isn't just some beautiful theory to ponder over in the evenings. Stoicism is first and foremost a practice. It's a philosophy of action. Think of it like a gym for your mind. You won't get stronger just by reading fitness books. You actually have to lift the weights. And it's no different with Stoicism. Every single day presents a new opportunity to train. Woke up in the morning? Practice gratitude. Faced a challenge at work? That's a perfect chance to apply the dichotomy of control and separate what's within your power from what isn't. Felt a pang of loneliness in the evening? That's your moment to work on your judgments and transform loneliness into solitude. You don't need to wait for some grand moment to begin. Start right now. Take one small Stoic action. For instance, when you finish watching this video, instead of immediately reaching for your phone, just sit for a couple of minutes in silence and observe your thoughts without judgment. That alone will be a small victory. That alone will be practice. And last, but certainly not least, in building our inner sanctuary, gratitude. In today's world, we often focus on what we don't have. We might lament not owning the latest sneakers, not having as many followers as someone else, or not experiencing the perfect relationship. This constant dwelling on what's missing is a direct path to unhappiness and a profound sense of loneliness. The Stoics, however, offer a radical shift in perspective. Instead of fixating on what's absent, they urge us to consciously direct our attention to what we already possess. And it's crucial to be profoundly specific here. Not just a generic thank you for everything, but acknowledging thank you for this warm cup of tea, thank you for the roof over my head, thank you for the simple act of breathing, and most importantly, in the context of our discussion, cultivate gratitude for the opportunity to be truly alone with yourself. In our noisy, information-saturated world, true silence and solitude are a rare luxury. This is precious time, a chance for deep self-discovery and personal growth. When you genuinely begin to appreciate what you do have, that pervasive sense of lack, which so often fuels loneliness, slowly but surely dissipates. In its place emerges a quiet, profound sense of abundance. We often think of loneliness as an enemy to be conquered, something to fill with other people or distractions. But the crucial shift Stoicism offers is this. Loneliness isn't the absence of people, it's the absence of connection with yourself. As long as you seek validation externally, in likes, messages, or others' approval, you'll always remain vulnerable. And the most powerful, perhaps even shocking tool for this isn't just acceptance, but a deep love for your destiny. Amor fati. This isn't passive resignation. It's an active, joyful embrace of your reality, exactly as it is, including those moments of loneliness. Stoics say, did it happen? Then the universe intended it to happen. Your current loneliness isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's the perfect opportunity to get to know the most important person in your life, yourself. It's a chance to build that inner fortress no storm can ever break down. So, Stoicism isn't about becoming an emotionless stone. It's about becoming your own best friend, about finding an inexhaustible source of strength and tranquility within. Thanks for watching this video to the end. If you found these ideas helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos on practical philosophy. What's your way of dealing with feelings of loneliness? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss it together.